We didn't really know what we were getting ourselves into. When you travel the world for a year, you see and experience so much, and we want to share our daily travels with you. Unfortunately, a hard drive failure means we have to tell the middle a little bit differently. So, welcome to Storytime with the Happy Hoppies in this edition of The Lost Episodes. So in this episode, we leave our friends at the Global English School in Bangkok and we head up to Chiang Mai. And this is like the more mountainous region of Thailand. It's really gorgeous.
And this is where Lisa had come to, how many years ago?
So I had been there in January back in 2012. So at this point when we were there, it was 6 years later. So it was really cool to be back there.
First couple of days, we really just spent hanging out, getting some work done at the hotel, which was a really nice hotel we ended up staying at first. It was called the
awesome.
North Town Inn Hotel, or North Inn Town.
North Inn Town.
North Inn Town. The way that doesn't make as much sense. But it was a super nice, very modern, well done. It was only like 23 bucks a night. They had snacks in the room. They had a little restaurant right next door that we got breakfast from and you could get other meals from. And the Wi-Fi was really fast too.
So we booked it for 2 nights because we didn't want to, commit ourselves if the Wi-Fi wasn't that great. But then found out the Wi-Fi was awesome, so we booked it for 2 more nights. And I remember feeling so settled because we were there a whole 4 days.
First time we'd ever been in one place for 4 days?
Yeah, at that point, that was the longest that we had been in one hotel. So yeah, it felt like home. I remember being sad leaving there. Our days consisted of just getting lots and lots of work done, having a really super yummy breakfast at the restaurant right next door, the amazing pancakes. Oh, it was so good.
Nice and fluffy and perfectly done.
Yeah, and then also while we were there, we actually recorded a podcast for the Day in the Life podcast series. And so that was done by Brittany, and she called us from the States. We did it super early in the morning, which was late night her time. I'll leave a link in the description for that podcast that has now been released a long time ago.
And then one of the nights when we were there, we walked down the street a little ways to get some food. And we were debating on a couple different places, but we ended up stopping at this chicken pot place where you could cook it all on the table in front of you.
We didn't really know what we were getting ourselves into.
They brought out this pot, and then they brought out all the ingredients and stuck it next to the pot, and then we were supposed to mix it all and cook it all in front of ourselves. So, I don't know, did we realize it was a pot place, or we just thought you could probably order something off the menu and they'd bring it out? I think that's what we thought.
Yeah, I think that's what we thought. And then we sat down.
It was like a chicken place, but we thought, you just pull it out. And then we're like, oh, okay, so we cook it in front of ourselves. That's kind of cool. We get to kind of see it, I guess, being cooked. But then we realize, oh no, they don't cook it in that pot in front of you. They just bring you all the ingredients in the pot and you cook it however you want to your taste. So if you know what you're doing, I guess it could be a great fun thing, especially if you're kind of chill and relaxed and ready to take a little bit of time. But Lisa wanted food ASAP.
I was hungry. I think we had just eaten breakfast that day and a noodle cup, and then this was a late dinner, and I wanted to eat ASAP.
Yeah, and it's a chicken place, so I mean they had the option you could get beef for meat for this bowl, or you could get chicken. We're like, well, it's a chicken place, we should get chicken, so we got chicken. Big mistake. Found out apparently what they do is they take the rib cage or the carcass of the chicken, just beat it with a hammer, and so there were tons of all these little bones, and the entire time we're trying to eat it, we're just pulling little tiny bones out. It was a mess.
And actually, I ended up talking about that in a live video that we did on Facebook when we were in Krabi, so I'll show that to you. There's moments where you just kind of want your comfort zone, and we were in Bangkok. Chiang Mai. The first day in Chiang Mai, we went out of our hotel to go to dinner, and I honestly just was not feeling like exploring or being adventurous at all. But we had to eat food. The grocery store wasn't that close, so we're gonna go to a restaurant, and we see this thing called chicken pot, and we think that sounds good. And then they have a burner in front of you, and you put the chicken in, and then we order other ingredients, thinking that it would all come in this stew. But they bring the ingredients to us raw, basically, like shrimp wontons, and they're not cooked. Peter started eating it, and they're like, like you have to cook that. And we're like, what? So you basically like made your own
But she
dish?
felt totally safe there, so it had nothing to do with safety.
No, nothing safety. I just felt uncomfortable, like, because it's out of your comfort zone. I'm like, why did I go to a restaurant and pay money if I have to cook this food? Like, it just didn't make much sense to me. And so it was, at that point, I almost started like getting emotional. I'm like, I just want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
It wasn't the experience we were really hoping for. Join us in the next video as we actually go and do some exploring of Chiang Mai. See ya!
How many years ago?
It was in 2012 in January, so like exactly 5 years later at that point then.
So she was excited to go take me to some of the places that she had been to before and kind of introduce more of Thailand.
No, 6 years. It was nice. We had only booked it for one night just to check out like the Wi-Fi speeds, and we realized, yeah, they're really good. And
no,
then
we booked it for 2 nights right away.
Oh.